Hello, my friends. Matthew Street here. Welcome. Folks, life is precious. If you have your health, if you have your loved ones around you, whatever God you pray to or whatever faith you're from, pray right now and be thankful that you have your health, you have your life, you have your loved ones around you. Because life is fleeting, folks. And I am so grateful, and I'm sure all of you are, that we've been given the gift that we are here in this moment. As Now and Then, the last Beatles song, was released and had such an impact on so many people across the world. This has changed people's lives, made people happier, made people smile, brought joy to so many. And we love it. And we love it. That simple little cassette that John put together all those years ago, his demo in his New York City apartment at the Dakota. Here we are today, all these years later, and it's changed lives and just been such a positive influence on everybody. Well, folks, that's not always the case. And real quick, I told you the story about years ago. My friend Larry, who I lost in 2016, my music and Beatles buddy. And we had been making plans during the summer of 2016. We knew the Ron Howard 8 days a week film, The Touring Years, would be coming out along with the new, revised, updated Live at the Hollywood Bowl album, and we were both looking forward to it. That was the next big Beatles thing that was happening that Larry and I were looking forward to. And real quick, this is just a picture I have of Larry. I hang down here in the music room when he was a young boy, learning his drums on his Rogers set, and then as an adult playing on his Pearl kit. Larry was a professionally trained drummer. He could do it all. He would just be warming up on his kit when I went over his house to listen to music and hang out together. He would just be warming up on the kit and my mouth would be on the floor. I just would be like, he was that talented. He played all the rudiments. He could read drum music. He knew how to play in the style of Gene Krupa or Buddy Rich, his heroes. He was that good. He could play everything from jazz to rock to you name it, he could do it. And only a few weeks before 8 days a week came out, The Touring Years, we lost Larry. And he passed away. He never had the opportunity. The plans we had made to see that film and listen to the new Hollywood Bowl album never happened. Real quick, a picture of Larry, myself, and my brother Scott Street on Mount Monadnock in New Hampshire. And then probably the last picture ever taken of Larry, only days before he passed away. And there he is, with me in the middle and my brother Jeff Street over here. And there's Larry in the darker shirt. The reason I show you this, folks, is because you can't always guarantee things in life. You can't guarantee that, well, yeah, I'll put this off telling somebody I love them. Hey, I'll put this off, this thing I want to do, or this thing I want to accomplish, or thing I want to experience. You can't put it off, folks, because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. The past is gone. It's not coming back. We can have fond memories of the past, but that's gone. Yesterday is gone. All we have is right now, this moment, you and I together as you watch me. This is our moment. This is our time, because we don't know what's going to happen once we start spending this moment of time together, what the future will bring, what will happen tomorrow, next week, or the next month. And that's why I'm doing this video, because of a story that touched me. And I want to thank my viewer, Mark Timoney. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, sir, for passing this along to me. And it's about a young woman, who I consider a young woman, like in her 40s, who recently passed away. The woman who played on the Beatles' final song, and she would never find out or know about it. Her name was violist Caroline Buckman. She was part of the orchestra at Capitol Studios on May of last year, the one Paul McCartney attended and gave input to and spent time listening to the orchestra put it together. Well, this is Caroline Buckman. one of the viola players. And she died of cancer before she could ever find out that she had contributed to the Beatles' final recording of Now and Then. And it just touched me that Caroline never got to experience that. And I just want to go through the story with you to share it with you if you haven't heard it yet. It is out there on the internet, but in case you haven't heard it yet, to just show how, fleeting life can be. And April of 2022, the orchestral session of musicians that were part of Now and Then, they got notice. It was short notice to be there at the Capitol Studios to work on a Paul McCartney recording. It was a very short notice, as I said, and like I said, they get to the studio, and anyone who could make it said yes. They got there, and they had to promptly be there. And one was Caroline Buckman. She was, like I said, a violist, real warm person, had a great personality from all accounts, smiled all the time, great sense of humor. She was well loved by all her family and friends. And she was one of the people that was able to be there and play on the session for Now and Then. She's been on tons of recordings. She's been a session musician doing work with people like Christina Aguilera, John Cale, Harry Styles, among many others. And she just was so excited to be recording with a Beatle. All accounts say that Caroline was so happy to be there and working with Paul. And everyone was sworn to secrecy. As you know, they were all told that it was a song called Give and Take by Paul McCartney. So they were very excited to be playing on one of the Beatles recordings, but it was not called Now and Then. They called it Give and Take on the music. It was very secret that it was the final Beatles recording. Strings arranged by Paul McCartney, Giles Martin, and Ben Foster. And Caroline showed up, and they were all very surprised, musicians, that Paul McCartney himself was going to be attending the session, sitting in the room with them and listening to them play and offer his little input. I mean, they said that after the session was over, after a few hours, Paul was so gregarious that he told stories of days past, that he posed for photos with all the musicians. He signed autographs. He signed their sheet music. It was a real special day for everybody, something they could treasure the rest of their lives. And they were all looking forward to this new Paul McCartney song when it came out. A year and a half later, Now and Then gets released, and they were all the people that played in the orchestra were so blown away and excited when they found out that they heard, did you know that you're going to be in a documentary, a Beatles-related documentary playing on a Beatles song? And Give and Take was now known as Now and Then, the final Beatles song. And everybody, they said, was so supremely emotional at being told that they had been on a Beatles recording. People were so emotional about this that played in the orchestra. And some of the musicians that were told this news were so surprised, and it was said that they got very emotional when they received this news. And Caroline Buckman's family also was very emotional when they heard the news, because Caroline herself, sadly, could not share in that joy. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer a few years prior to the recording session, and she had been fighting it. And on March 5th, my information I have is that on March 5th, 2023, earlier this year, Caroline passed away from cancer at the young age, I believe, of 48 years old, having no idea that she had performed on the final Beatles song. Her family's created a foundation in her memory and whatnot. And the Paul song already had meant the world to Caroline. When she knew she was just playing on a Paul song, she was so excited. And her family said she would have loved to know that she contributed to a Beatles song. She would have been over the moon about that. And here's some quotes. She definitely would have cried knowing that, a friend of the family says. It would have meant the world to anybody, but for Caroline in particular. This probably would have been one of her most astounding and fantastic things she had ever been part of, and she was part of it. She would have been delirious with joy about it, her mother said, Erica Buckman. I am very proud of her, and that's such a beautiful thing. And it talks about her past a little bit. You can look up about Caroline Buckman, how she was born in Virginia in 1974 and how she was raised. And she was a very warm, caring, and giving person. She would do anything she could to help friends and family. And she really is known as a good friend, a very warm soul, great sense of humor, always smiling. And the viola, playing the viola, was her passion. And her mother introduced her to Beatles music when she was very young, and she loved the music of the Beatles. And the McCartney session itself, or what she thought was just a Paul McCartney session, was very special to Caroline. Her boyfriend says that she was super thrilled. And she even asked Paul, she got up the nerve. She never in the past would ask the artist for an autograph at a session. But Paul was being so gregarious and personal with photos and autographs that day that she asked him for his autograph. And she was so excited to tell her boyfriend that I played with Paul McCartney today. And in her entire career, she had never been so excited and over the moon about a recording session as she was when Paul McCartney was there and what ended up being the final Beatles song. And she was present. She was there for that unique, now historical occasion. Caroline Buckman played on the final Beatles recording. What a thrill for her family and friends to know that. And Caroline was so thrilled to be playing on what she thought was a Paul McCartney session and meeting Paul. But I hope she's in heaven right now looking down, smiling, knowing that she contributed to a song that's brought so much joy and love to so many people and brought friends together like this and made so many people happy. So to Caroline, thank you for your contribution to this beautiful piece of music that we love and cherish so much. Thank you. And I'm sure her family and friends are smiling with pride knowing what Caroline accomplished and that she played a significant role on the final Beatles song. Folks, life is short. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy today. Tell people you love them. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Listen to the music with joy and hope. That's all we can do. Okay, folks, that's it. Just a real quick video, and I'll be back very soon. I'm doing my red and blue review. I put that off a little bit because of this. I wanted to get this out to you, but please stay tuned to me. Stick with me. I'll be doing a review of the red and blue. I'll make it unique. I'll make it from my perspective, my heart and soul. It won't be a same old cookie cutter, run-of-the-mill. We've gotten tons of them already of openings, unboxings, reveal to seal, reveal. I won't be doing that, although those are all great. But I want to just do something different and speak from my heart and soul about it and what it means to me. I'll be doing that. I'm coming up on 5,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, whoever thunk it. So I'll be doing a special video about that soon. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm sure there'll be more things coming that I'll be talking about with you. So stick with me, folks. I'll be here. I'll be back soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.